My parents came to stay for like 10 days. I've had a couple of day trips, I've had a couple of events, been really busy in the gym, yada, yada, yada. Okay, so tonight I am going to a gig. It is Megadeth UK and Brian Maiden, local to me here in Manchester. So I haven't done like a fun or a bright or a crazy look in a while. So I've dug out this Cradle of Filth palette. I think they did this was VE Cosmetics. So this is what the palette looks like. My sister got me this a good few years ago as an excellent either a Christmas or a birthday present, I can't remember, but this is what the palette looks like. I'm thinking I will either do these kind of cool green colors at the top with some lashes or black and red. I don't know. I think the shade Damnation in the middle there, top row, is kind of calling my name, along with Cryptoriana, possibly. That might be what it's called. So let's give those a go, because I don't think I've ever done that kind of a bluey green smoky eye on here. I am going on holiday on Monday. So there's a couple of things that I want to try out maybe in this video for the holiday, potentially, because I'm thinking about potentially wearing, I've said the word potentially a million times, I'm thinking about possibly wearing lashes every day of the holiday, just basically so I look put together all the time. So I bought a bundle of eyelashes. I can show you some of them now. The first one here, this is from Eyebrow, and they're the Definition Lashes. Number 129, dressy with a side of messy. Crisscross Beauty will give you cat's eye perfection. So that's what these ones look like. So they're a potential option, although I don't like how thick the band is. That's kind of surprising, as they're quite thin, fluttery lashes. Good afternoon, nice to see you. So they're a potential lash that I might take with me. The next are from a brand I'm not really familiar with. Aicha, I think they're called, the world's first recycled lash brand, and the style seems to be dusk. And it says these are reusable up to 15 times. These look really, really fluttery and light, so these might be quite a good option. I usually have to cut down lashes as well because my eyes are not that big. Let me show you some of the other ones. I've got another pair of the exact same lashes, again in dusk. And then I think there's a few more hiding in here as well. Oh, these ones I've already worn. I don't think they were in the same bundle. These are the Eyelure Volume Lashes in number 98, the Fox Eye look. These are very heavy, so I probably wouldn't wear these all week while I'm away, because you kind of need a dramatic eye look with them. I'm so bad with false eyeliner. I can only do strip lashes. So the trend that everyone is doing now, where they're putting on these, like, you know, these little individual ones, I can't do those. Like, they don't stay on for me. So I can only be my millennial self and do strip lashes. Right, I've got a few other pairs in here just to show you that came in that bundle. So again, there's another set of the 129 Definition ones. Then there's 117, the texture set. I actually think these are really, really gorgeous. I would be tempted to bring those with me. And then these ones are lovely as well. I think these must have been quite a while ago, because I don't remember these coming out. These are the Eyelure Fleur de Force lashes, fully fleur, light and fluttery. These are quite unique as well. These almost reminded me a little bit of, do you remember the Girls Aloud eyelashes? I fucking loved those. I had individual lashes done for my wedding, but oh, that's cool. I've never had them like put on me. I have quite sensitive eyes, so like I don't really trust myself to have those done. Now, there are a couple of other sets of lashes hanging around in here as well. The last one from that big lash haul that I did on Vinted are these MAC ones, which are absolutely insane, really thick band in them as well. So I don't know when I'm going to wear these, but they're just gorgeous packaging. And I don't have any MAC lashes. I haven't had MAC lashes for many years. So I'm actually quite happy to have these. I would imagine these are some special limited edition one. Do they have a number? Normally MAC lashes have a number. I can't see a number anywhere. Oh, hang on, sorry. Number 70, really tiny. So what I would imagine is these are probably were a permanent lash, and then they're in special packaging for, I don't know, Christmas or some collection release. So they were in the set that I got as well. And then I have a few other random pairs at the back, just hanging around here, lurking. So other pairs I have, oh, these came in it as well. Yasme Cosmetics. Again, they look really similar to the MAC ones. I can't see myself particularly ever using these. The band is incredibly thick, which means they're quite uncomfortable on your eyes. And then that was it for that big lash haul. And then other things that I've got one pair of Huda Beauty lashes. So these are the packaging here. These ones are quite thick as well, but the style looks really fun. These are the Farah number 12 Luxe Faux Mink lashes. So I'd probably maybe cut those in half and use them as like even a little half lash. Because again, the band is quite thick, but the style is lovely. You could almost make 2 sets of lashes out of those. They're very, very thick at the edges, so they'd be lovely. These were actually a gift from a friend, so I don't know how much they cost, but I would imagine if they're Huda Beauty, they were probably not cheap. And then I think the next set I've got are just like some Amazon ones, but what I really liked was the thin band, and also that they go from short to medium to long on the outer edge, I should say. Clearly, I've used a set of those already. Don't even know where they are. They've been hanging around for absolutely ages. And I have various different like tiny little lash glues. I find my eyes don't get irritated by the glue supplied by Eyelure. So that tends to be what I use with all of my lashes. Right, so that was a random lash haul, but basically what I'm trying to say is I'm going to pick one pair of those lashes, probably some of the more natural Eyelure ones or potentially the Aicha ones, and wear those every single day when I'm in Krakow, just to sort of look put together without too much hassle. Right, back to what we're actually doing today, which is going to be an eyeshadow look using the VE Cosmetics and Cradle of Filth palette. So if you've just joined me, this is what it looks like. It was limited edition, I believe, quite expensive, but my sister did get it for me as a present. That turquoise shade in the middle is screaming my name, so I think we might have to start with that. I don't think that I have any sort of eye base or even eye kohl in that sort of colors, so it's just going to have to be strong and pigmented on its own. But before I put anything down, I'm going to put a little bit of a paint pot, not much though, because I've already primed my eyes just with a little bit of foundation-y sort of stuff. I should probably talk about my base actually. So I'm sure this has happened to all of you at some point, particularly if you're quite fair, because products are often just too dark for you. But basically I got it's like a tinted sunscreen, the glow screen one by Supergoop. And I do really like Supergoop products. I'll show you the one that I'm talking about right now. I'm just priming my eyes with the MAC paint pot in Painterly. So the product I'm actually talking about right now is this one. So it's the glow screen and it is tinted. It's SPF 30. I wouldn't, wear that on its own anyway. It's not high enough for the summers here, even in the UK. We do get quite high UV, but it's too dark for me. It's not natural looking on me at all. And then recently I actually got a tinted moisturizer that was too light for me. I haven't really spoken about this product at all. I might have shown it in a haul, but that was about it. So let me show you the one that I'm talking about. This is the She Glam Dew and Done Skin Tint with SPF 20. Again, way too low. And I mean, how much are you really going to use? This is actually too pale for me in the shade Linen. So what I've done today is I've literally just mixed them together and put it on my face. And it's looking like a really nice match. Then I've got a tiny bit of the Essence Silky Blur Hydrating Longwear Concealer, a tiny dot under my eyes, nowhere else. Smeared whatever was left on my eyelids, and then I've set that with a little bit of the Wet n Wild Pink Loose Powder. I did drag a little bit of the Glossier Boy Brow in the shade Grey through my eyebrows, and there is probably a little bit of yesterday's mascara still on my lashes. So that's pretty much where I'm at now. So we're not starting from zero, but otherwise the video would be super, super long, and I did want to look slightly put together when I went to the gym this morning. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with this middle shade, which is called Damnation. Now, if I end up with lots of fallout, I don't think I will because these are matte shadows, but if I do, I don't really mind having to redo my base a little bit. Okay, so there is a slight tint to Painterly, but I don't really mind because that kind of blocks out any kind of blue veins or purple veins that I have coming through on my sort of transparent skin. I'm not from England, no, I'm from Ireland, but I do live in the UK. So I'm tapping my brush here, it's just an Urban Decay brush, into that shade Damnation, which is this really sort of teal turquoise shade. And I'm going to apply that just onto the mobile lid. Ooh, that is a nice color. I'm also tapping off my brush a few times before I apply it onto my eyelid just to minimize any fallout. If you can see, I'm not going right into the inner corner as I don't want to close my eye too much. I'm probably going to use a light shimmery shade on there just to highlight the inner corner and make my eyes look larger and further apart. Again, if you're in the small eyes club, give this live a like for me because there's plenty of us out there. We're not all Bambi eyes. That is such a beautiful color. Ah, you have an Irish friend. Do you know where in Ireland they're from? Pat, pat, pat. Literally just doing the exact same thing on this side. Has anyone else ever noticed that they have one eye slightly bigger than the other? Unfortunately, we are not all perfectly symmetrical. Ah, yes. Most people are from Dublin or thereabouts. It is definitely the most densely populated area of the island. I'm from Cork, which is still in the Republic, but it's right down the very bottom. I'm just taking that up to where my eye starts to crease. And that can be slightly different. As you can see, this eyelid is a little bit bigger than this eyelid. So sometimes I take it ever so slightly higher on this side just to make them look a tad more symmetrical than they naturally are. All just little tricks so that we can look a bit more symmetrical, because the more symmetrical you are, technically the more beautiful you are. So you have to fake these things sometimes. So again, there's still a little gap on both sides. I just softened it slightly so it wasn't a harsh line on there. All right, so the next color that I'm going to use is going to be Cryptoriana, and I don't know if I've ever used this. I feel like I might have used it as an liner, if anything. I have no idea where Conor McGregor stays. I know he's from somewhere around Dublin, but that's about as much as I know about Conor McGregor, other than he seems to be a bit of an asshole. Okay, so I am going to take a different brush. I'm actually going to do something almost like a cut crease a little bit. This is a Sigma flat definer brush. It used to be called an E15. I have no idea what it would be called now. Yeah. Some people do think that. They're like, do you know Johnny from Donegal? And it's like, nope, don't think so. And again, I'm just taking this absolutely gorgeous shade. It's a little bit like Max Plumage, if anybody remembers that shade. It's long since discontinued, but absolutely amazing color. I believe it was part of the Matte Squared collection. That was probably one of the best collections they ever released. No, he absolutely didn't. He didn't even run, I don't think. Thank God. Not that I think he would have gotten anywhere anyway, but yeah, nobody wants him as Prime Minister, trust me. All right. So just to get the depth, I'm like building up a line here. Oh, I just love that color. And like these colors are probably not the best colors for my eyes because they're too similar to my eyes because they're on the kind of bluey green scale. But that doesn't mean you can't wear them or that they're not flattering. It just means they're not going to make your eye color stand out as much, I guess. Happens to me all the time with randoms. How many people live in Scotland? I know it's obviously a few million, but I don't know the exact number. Like, is it similar to Ireland? Because I think in the Republic of Ireland now we have about 5 million. It just hit five like not that long ago. And I want to say in Northern Ireland it's maybe two, but again, I think that's just like a rough estimate. I think there's only 2.5 in Wales. What about Scotland? Hey guys, don't be rude to each other in the comments. There's no need for that. God. Yeah, that's what Google's for. I could have just Googled that rather than trying to ask people. My view of Conor McGregor, I think I've already said, he's an asshole. I don't really know why people want to talk about Conor McGregor, because the more you talk about him, you know, it's going to show up in algorithms, etc., and you're just giving him more attention. So I'd rather not discuss it any further. I mean, it's possible. Right, so now that I've kind of stabbed that into my eyeline, I'm going to take a slightly pointed blending brush. Again, this is a super old one from Sigma. It's not in the best condition, but I still kind of love it and don't want to throw it away. This is the E45 from what the handle tells me, but it's pretty faded. So who even knows if they make a brush like this anymore? I remember washing this and the shape went pretty quickly. So I can't say like I would crazy recommend it. It was trying to copy the MAC 226 and it just kind of didn't. It should be much more pointed and a little bit thinner actually. But you know what? It's still a little bit more precise than say a 217 or whatever. So I'm waiting to see if this person answers you in the comments, like what's going on, you know? So I'm just applying a little bit more and then at the same time, very softly blending out the edge. It almost feels like I'm sort of tickling my eye. That's the way I find I get the smoothest blend. This actually looks a lot darker in person. So it will fit in with the whole metal vibes of going to a Megadeth UK and a Brian Maiden gig. I just got a new brush. It's called a kitten paw. Oh, wow. I've not seen those. You'll have to tell me about that one. I'll have to Google it. Kitten paw. All of my brushes are ancient. Like I haven't gotten a new brush in a really long time. The only one I got probably in the last 5 years, like not even joking, is a concealer brush from Catrice. That's actually really lovely. The shape's really good. I think Conor McGregor has left. Oh my God. I do really rate their brushes. I don't know if they actually have anything to do with Pixie Woo anymore, or how much they ever really did have to do with Pixie Woo other than them putting their names on it. But they do make good brushes. And there was such a big gap in the market for affordable makeup tools. Like I remember when you could only get brushes from places like Estee Lauder and MAC, and they were all like 30 quid each. Hello, Connor. Is that you? I remember going through an airport one time and I had a full brush roll, like, and they thought it was something suspicious and made me open up my bag. Because it was in the brush roll, and you know, they have like this metal bit. They were like, what the fuck is that? So they had to get me to open it up my case and show them what it was. They were cool about it, but like it was quite amusing. Right, this is super deep. So I'm gonna stop that there now, because otherwise I feel like this color is gonna go right up to my eyebrows. Although when I look back at videos or when I look back at pictures of my makeup, I often go, could have brought that up a bit higher. So I don't know. Titanium spork. Oh my God, I love the word spork. I love any portmanteau, like, you know, two words being blended together. It's just something really funny about it. Palesta? Okay, my name's Fiona, but see you later. Bye. I have no strong feelings about that word one way or the other. It has real middle class connotations though, doesn't it? I don't know why, it just does. That and Pims. But only in this country, not in Ireland. It vexes you. Any reason why? Okay, this is not evenly blended. Why did I pick such difficult matte colors? Oh, okay. I was watching a reel the other day. I think it was by Shelby Ann, and she did an ASMR, and it was actually quite relaxing. But like, if you're just sat there blending an eyeshadow for ages, there is no sound. So I don't really think that would work for videos like mine, whereas she does like almost no eye makeup really. So yeah, fair enough. It's not a real word. It's a made up word that's probably somehow worked its way into the dictionary. Did you know that the word acorn is no longer in the dictionary because it's no longer in common usage? That just made me sad. Yet we have bootylicious in the dictionary, you know. Yeah, I know that's everyone's reaction when I tell them. Yes, it's true. It's a sad world we live in today. Right, I'm gonna stop adding color there, and it's kind of annoying me that they're still uneven, but look, fuck it. We'll leave it there for now. I am going to put a blue liner underneath. This is Deviant by Urban Decay, and I'm going to sharpen it because clearly I have not used that in quite some time. I think they made another really stunning blue color called Chaos, but I don't have it. But this one will do. Oh my god, look at that color. Wow. I do have an eyeshadow to match this as well. It's one of those ones that I got on eBay. I think I got it free with like another palette or something I bought. And like this was way back in the day when like Coastal Scents was a thing. Remember them? And I bought one of the Coastal Scents palettes, but I bought it off eBay because clearly they were just putting their own label on it, and had bought them all from like China or whatever. Right, I should probably concentrate on what I'm doing because these do set after about 10 to 20 seconds. Right, that looks good. And again, it's starting to come together. This is the thing when you do these big eye looks, you kind of get halfway through and you're like, what the fuck am I doing? Does a word cease to be a word if no one uses it? I guess it just falls out of common usage. It's still a word. It's just not in common usage, so it's not in the dictionary. I think that's how they do it. I don't know, whoever they are, Merriam-Webster or, you know. Right, I need to stop adding more to this because I don't really know what I'm doing now. Okay, so I do have a color to match this, and I think it's just randomly living in my giant MAC / P. Louise palette, the one where I depotted all the eyeshadows. So I'll just have a look for it. Yes. So this is an imposter color down here. This is not a MAC shade, but it's actually a really, really fucking good eyeshadow. So let me get a pencil brush of some description. That's a lip brush. I mean, it would probably still work. I do have a pencil brush in mind. I just can't see it. It's probably the one that's upside down. Yes, it is. Right, this is dirty. So let me wipe that off first. Here is, let me just spray this, or maybe just put a little micellar water on it. I clearly haven't cleaned my brushes in quite some time. Yeah, so I'm just putting some micellar water on a cotton pad, and I'm cleaning off this brush because it is filthy. That's what pencil brushes are for, really, isn't it? Dark colors. Okay, so that's fine. If I get a little moisture into the shadow, it doesn't really matter. It's a really shimmery one, so it'll probably just intensify it. So I have that there now. They're pretty much a spot on match for each other. And I'm just going to put this on the outer edge so it looks like the shadow is a bit more blended, and it's just going to set it all in place. Oh, I feel like I've got the ocean on my eyes. A very unpolluted ocean, but you know what I mean. Right. Same thing on the other side. Oh, who fucking cleans their brushes every day other than makeup artists? Seriously. Why can we never get two sides the same? I don't know. The mystery continues. Right, well, I'll probably be cleaning all of this up with concealer later anyway. Who knows? Right, okay. So what's really missing now, I think, is the depth in the outer corners. So that's what we need to do. I use a lot of Essence mascaras, and I've also, because I'm quite lazy at removing things, I've been using tubing mascaras because they come off really easily with warm water. And so literally warm water and a face cloth, and you'll be able to get it off, and it comes off in like, you know, literally like little tubes. So that would be my recommendation, but any tubing mascara would work, but the Essence ones are obviously really inexpensive. So that would be a good one. You should be able to get it on Amazon, I would imagine. I know if you wanted to actually have a look, if you were in Glasgow or whatever, like now sell Essence in Primark. So that would probably be your best bet. Okay, so next thing, if we are adding some depth to the outer corner, I might add a little liquid liner first, just to kind of trace out how high up I'm going to go and then how much depth I need to add over here. So, taking my life in my hands, as I always feel like I'm doing when I do liquid liner. Again, I'm trying to keep this line as thin as possible. Yeah, that's not too bad. It's just kind of mapping out a shape at the moment. And this is my Catrice eyeliner that's almost dead. So really, I'm kind of just using this up. It's not perfect because there's going to be lashes anyway. That's the best thing ever. You know what? Another reason to wear fucking lashes every day. If you keep fucking up your liquid eyeliner, just put a lash on. It'll hide all the mistakes. Yeah, this is literally almost bone dry now, so can't go too wrong if there's not much product coming out. Yeah, you see, I can't do ASMR because I don't like fucking put shit on enough or make enough noise other than out of my mouth. I've already managed to make a mistake, but we'll worry about that in a minute. I'm also starting to think the matte look is a bit, well, matte. So I'm thinking there should be like some glitter or something, even in the center of the eyelid, maybe in a while. I literally think this is dead. I'm actually going to bin it now. I did buy a replacement, so it's not a big deal. I'm going to put that in my empties bag because I've been planning to do that video for fucking 10 years or whatever it is. Okay, and I do have another one in here somewhere. I bought like a whole stack of them. Yeah, so this is the Ico one, which I do quite like. It is a felt tip, which I normally don't like, but this one's pretty good. Yeah. I've said this before, but I do make the wing slightly thicker on this eye to balance out this eyelid being larger. My husband is downstairs playing Final Fantasy, quite content. We were playing Sonic 3 last night. Well, I was failing. I was Sonic, but I wasn't very good, so he was Tails, picking up a lot of the slack for me there. I do need to go slightly further in here. Who else is a child of the Sega Mega Drive? Sonic 1, Sonic 2. I don't think we got Sonic 3 until I was older. I think we had Sonic and Knuckles as well, but I found that too difficult, especially because I was quite young when we had all of these. Bearing in mind I'm born in 91 and like that's probably the heyday of the Sega Mega Drive. It was in the house a lot longer than I was. So it was mostly my brother and sister. I really wanted a PlayStation, but wasn't allowed one because my brother and sister had the Mega Drive between them, and then my brother got an N64, and then I wanted a PlayStation. My mom was like, "We have enough consoles in the house," and it's like, "Yeah, but none of them are mine." So it wasn't allowed to play the N64. Probably wouldn't have been any good at the games that were in the house anyway, because it was all like fucking, what was that one? GoldenEye. GoldenEye was like the game that changed everything, wasn't it? And I think my brother had like Turok 2 and like maybe one or two other games. There really weren't very many good games for that console. Like the PS1 smashed it in terms of the number of games. Like, so obviously my idea was better to get a PS5. Okay, so I'm thinking about now how to deepen up this eyeshadow look and then also add a bit of dimension with some sparkle. I'm just looking at like different dark shades that I have that could work for this. Yeah, I don't really have anything that has kind of cool tones in it. I mean, I could just go in with a black. There is a black in the palette. I'll show you that one. And that is this kind kind of satiny black with a little bit of sparkle in it. So I might use a tiny bit of that, but I'm unsure as to which brush I should use. I could probably try that pencil brush maybe, but I'll give it a good wipe off now. There we go. And I'm going to have to be pretty careful. There is actually a mirror in this palette, so I might use that for a little bit more accuracy. And I'm just kind of adding a little bit of black over kind of the top of the liner and then slightly into the crease. But I'm going to be really careful because I can always add more. I can't really take it away once it's there. Really? I never knew that. I always wanted Zelda. I rented it a couple of times from Chartbusters, which was like our version of Blockbuster in Ireland. But yeah, again, it was like having to ask my brother's permission of, can I use your N64? And, you know, he often said no because he was a prick. So I'm only taking that about halfway in, if that, and then just softening the edges with the same brush. This is going to be a bastard to blend out because this is almost matte as well. I'm not even sure if you can, yeah, I don't think you can see any of that sparkle, but that's okay. Wasn't really using it for its sparkly effects. And then just trying to mirror the shape on the other side is a little bit tricky. So then what I'll do is I'll take the same blending brush that I used to apply the other crease shade, and I'm just going to run that over gently. This is going to be so much work to be worn in like a fucking dark bar / venue, but look, I'll know I made the effort. Yeah, it's blending okay. I often do things like I'll get sick of blending and then come back to it at the end of the makeup, things like that. So, dun, 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 dun. Oh, thank you. I hope so. And again, black is one of those things where I think I've added loads and then I look back in pictures and I'm like, could have added more. Right, I think this eye needs slightly more. I would say the difference between them isn't as drastic as it looks on the camera, but it does need a bit more. When in doubt, add more black. And again, just pulling that slightly outwards, all trying to make my eyes look a bit bigger. I don't know whether to do a little bit of black under here as well. What do you reckon? Again, that could be something that I add later. Oh, that's amazing. Oh, do they have names already? Or are you going to name them? I love kitties. I think my two are fast asleep, one on each bed. So Hazel tends to sleep in our room, and then Pearl has her own private boudoir, the spare room. So, and then now and then one of them will wander in here, usually Hazel. This is always the hardest part, to blend the edge, like to get it looking really, really smooth. I did think about putting some matte aqua in between, but I think that might just make things more awkward. MAC used to make a shade called Aqua, if you remember that. And that was one of the shittiest eyeshadows ever, but you couldn't get that color from pretty much any other brand. So if you wanted an aqua, that was it. Right, let's have a look at that. They're still annoyingly not the same. Okay. Aww, they sound really cute. I can't wait to see more pictures once they arrive and they're settled in and everything. It sounds like they've had an awful time. Poor things. Whenever I'm like sat here doing my makeup, I can always see people like wandering up and down the street and they're probably like, what the fuck is that woman doing? But oh well. Right, getting rid of a little bit of fallout there. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so I feel like lashes and bottom lash mascara are going to take that to the next level. But before I do any of that, I feel like my eyebrows need a little bit more definition. So let me take this £1. This is a £1 eyebrow pencil from Poundland. And I'm going to just line the bottom where I want my eyebrow to kind of start, I guess. I have to be careful because the weather's warmer. It's not as firm as it usually is. I'm absolutely never happy with how my eyebrows look anyway, so half expecting a disaster here at this point. Right, okay, so that's slightly uneven, but getting the job done. Right, then the tail of the brow, I will do next. Actually, let me brush that through. I'm just working that pencil through. Yeah, exactly. It's like, well, I don't have enough brow hair, but then even what I do have, I'm not happy with, so. And I have one eyebrow that behaves better than the other one. So I always think this one looks better. Yeah, and this one here is more sparse, but also just more problematic in general because of the shape. I don't know what it is. Maybe I just have a vendetta against it. Right, okay. So leave that now for a second. Right, I'll do the tail of the brow now, and I'm going to use this Lift and Snatch NYX pen in the shade, there is a shade on it, Ash Brown, that's it. Again, I have a love-hate relationship with this product. It does kind of leak, which is really fucking annoying, although I am kind of coming to the end of it now, so. Hello, nice to see you. Okay, so I'm just using that NYX pen on kind of the second half of my eyebrow. It's not great in places where you don't have any hair, I find, because if you're putting it over makeup, it tends to not really show up. So, right. Yes, my taupe one leaked. This one has leaked. The L'Oreal Faux Brow has leaked. So I'm kind of convinced they all just fucking leak, because that's two different brands now. But again, you kind of put up with it if you have no eyebrows. So yeah, this is on the way out for sure. But then sometimes if I store it upside down and it leaks, more product comes out. So what do I do? Like, and it's going fucking everywhere now. But look, that's what concealer is for. I'll tidy up this shit brow show in a minute. Let me just slap the color where I want it, and then I can always fix it afterwards. Okay, so that's looking a bit better. Again, I don't know, this one's just a bit gunky because I put Glossier Boy Brow on it earlier. Ah, oh my God, I'm just gonna fucking quit now. Right, okay, so let's leave that for a moment. And I'll think about what I'm going to put on the rest of my face. So as I said, I mixed together the She Glam Skin Tint in the shade Linen, which is too light for me, with the Supergoop Glow Screen, which is too dark for me. And this is what I've ended up with as a base. Now, I'm quite tempted to bring this with me to Krakow, but I don't want to have to bring two products. So maybe I'll do the Essence, what's it called? The Essence Stick Foundation, or like something just really small and convenient that can't leak. So, oh yeah, Benefit Gimme Brow is really good. Okay, so let's think. Contours. I want to start adding a bit more depth to my face. So I'm going to use the Catrice Sculpt and Charm Contour Stick in the shade 10 Ash. It's the lightest shade. And this is a complete dupe for the Sephora one. I would say this one's, I don't know, maybe like 10% harder to work with. But I mean, fuck it, it's less than half the price. I think this was like £5 or something in comparison to 15. I do love them both. I don't know if I'll be bringing them with me. I don't really know if I can be arsed to contour my face on holiday, but you know what? Sometimes I like being a bit extra. We'll see. If I have room, then I will, but all I'm bringing is hand luggage. So if you were going on holiday and you were only bringing hand luggage, we are only going Monday to Friday, by the way, what makeup would you be packing? Like, what for you is non-negotiable? I'm obviously going to bring concealer, eyebrows, mascara, that kind of stuff. But like, what do you feel makes you look the most put together and like you're happy then when you look at your holiday photos and stuff? Because I kind of feel like I need everything, but that's obviously not all going to fit in. So, what you reckon? Because I do love a bit of contouring just for the dimension, but like I don't do it every day, I'm not going to lie. Probably should, but eyeliner is a good one. I used to feel that way more so about eyeliner when I was younger because I used to do a winged eyeliner every day. But now that I'm older and my eyes have started to sag, it kind of just became a bit of a fucking nightmare, to be honest. Because I couldn't necessarily get it to look right every time. Right, so that's probably what I would call a natural contour for me. I'm going to add a little bit more to my 5 head. And again, it just makes a long face look a little bit more well proportioned. My face can look a little bit long sometimes. So what would be your everyday blush then? Because like everyone is into cream blushes these days. I've got a couple of liquid ones and no cream ones. I wanted to buy a Makeup by Mario one and they haven't had stock for it for ages. And like there are some nice kind of high street ones, but the colors are very samey and I don't feel like I'd get anything that I didn't already have in powder form, if that makes sense, or liquid form. Ooh, that's such a pretty color. If it's exactly the same as the eyeshadow, like that deep taupe color, that sounds really nice. I might have to do something like that. Actually, that sounds good. Right. What's going on with this eyebrow? It never behaves itself. Okay, we'll leave that there now for a second. They're not looking too different from each other. I'm going to do highlighter next because I do feel like I'm missing a bit of glow. I always like how my skin looks. Remember, I have to set my T-zone and then it's not glowy enough afterwards, even if I do setting spray. So let's have a look. I'm probably going to use a highlighter that's a bit more out there today. This is the Kat Von D Alchemist highlighter palette. And I'm trying to remember, this one I think is the one with the green in it. This is, yeah, obviously, green emerald, duh. Right, well maybe I'll mix a bit of that and blue sapphire together just so it's kind of getting a blue-green effect. Okay, she says, not really knowing how she's going to do this. I am just taking a large tapered highlighter brush from Sigma and then we're going to go up here. Ooh. Ah. Oh, I might have to use that under my eye as well. Ooh. Bitches be green. Ooh. Cupid's bow. Yeah, whatever I have left down the middle. Oh, Benefit Dandelion. Do they still make that? Oh, Bold Lilac. I don't have it, but I have a She Glam one that's pretty similar. I got the, oh, what's it called? I literally have it right here. I have an Elf Camo one. What's it called? Because I was trying to be different, but it actually really doesn't suit me. It is the shade Dusty Rose, but it is not a rose color. It's way too warm for me. It is pretty, but it doesn't really suit me. And it's insanely pigmented. I used to have to mix it, when I was trying to wear it, I used to have to mix it with concealer. Right, so that's a bit of highlight on there. I'm also going to put that under my eyes, again, using just a little tiny old Sigma brush. Mix of the two, popping that under the brow. Oh my motherfucking God, that is insane. Wow. I think this may have just made the whole look. Ooh, oh, right. I mean, yeah, of course, I'll keep blending so that everything looks better, but that is fucking awesome. And under the other brow. Holy crap, that is good. Can't say I use those colors a whole lot. Mixed together, they are definitely working. Really fucking cool. I can't believe how much that's elevated the look. Obviously, I'll still need to blend it a little bit more, and I need to carve the top of my eyebrows out, but that is looking fucking good. I think I'll be using this in the inner tear duct, don't you? Right. So, what I'll probably do now is, let me just sweep away any fallout. I'm gonna take the blue sapphire one next to that blue shade that I put on earlier. Just kind of lightens it as it goes in. Transitioning, darling. Yes, transitioning, that's the word. Okay. And then again, I'll mix the two together and pop them right in here in the tear duct. Never enough highlight, right? Keeping it concentrated right there. Oh, that's probably too much. Oh well. Ah. Okay, I've probably gone over the top here. I'm gonna put make it a little bit more green on the inner corner. And I'm really just dabbing this to try and blend it out. I'm not sure how effective I'm being. But it is nice. Ooh. Yeah, that definitely needs smoothing out. Hang on. So what I'll do is I'll just wipe off this highlighter brush and then I'll blend it out a little with nothing on this brush, just kind of tapping it. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Ah, yeah. That's a working. That's a working. Okay, so I probably need to dust some of this crap away that's under my eyes. So I will take a little bit of the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Powder in Sugar Cookie. I do like this powder actually. It does smell really nice as well. I don't actually know what a sugar cookie looks like or smells like or whatever, but it smells pretty good. Okay. That's kind of just getting rid of any unnecessary fallout. Again, I mean, I'm going to have a little bit of fallout with a look like this. Let's, I can't believe we haven't even added lashes or anything yet. Right, okay. Slight blend here, maybe. This one doesn't need much, actually. I was surprised. This eye isn't looking too bad. You could literally just sit here and blend forever and probably miss whatever event you were going to. Like, that could happen to me if I let myself. They're not going to match. Fuck it. Right. So the next thing, sorry, I am slightly distracted because I think our friend has arrived downstairs. But yeah, that's fine. She probably already knows I'm filming because Cash would have told her. Okay, so let's carve out the eyebrows. Dun, 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 dun. Again, just a flat concealer brush, and then I will take my trusty old MAC Studio Fix palette. This wouldn't be a terrible thing to bring on holiday, actually, because you've all kinds of correcting shit in here as well. Right, and this is NC15, yeah, which tends to look best above my brows. And it just smooths everything out there. It's not that I'm really getting rid of much. Just making everything a wee bit tidier. Yeah, and again, it can be used to kind of lift and fix any little small mistakes on the outer corners there. That's not looking too bad. Okay, right, so let's do some bottom lash mascara. I've been using the e.l.f. one over the MAC one lately, particularly for dramatic looks. Right, I probably should have put some MAC Fascinating Eye Kohl in my waterline, but I might do that right before I go out. So definitely more dramatic than the MAC Giga Black Lash. I would say you have slightly more control with the MAC one than you do with this particular brush and the amount of product that comes out of it, but they're very fucking similar. Like, if the MAC one were ever to be discontinued, I hope it's not, I would be okay. I would survive. I wouldn't feel like I didn't have a product to kind of take its place. I mean, I always have to set under my eyes anyway, just because of the shape of my eyes. But fucking every mascara will smudge on me. Another thing I've noticed with tubing mascaras is that they can flake. So I do kind of have to check my face a little bit during the day, because I can get the odd flake, but I'm not really that arsed about it. If someone sees a tiny flake of mascara on my cheek, I'd rather that than having to scrub my eyes forever at night. So, you know, pluses and minuses. This is great for also picking out eyelashes at the corners that you didn't even know you had. I don't know, I've spent so long on this now, I don't even know if I can be bothered to put on eyelashes, but I also feel like it'll be a shame if I don't. What are we thinking? Eyelashes or no? The other thing is I don't even know if I can put them on camera. I don't normally do that, so you'd probably just be watching me struggle for another however long. Yeah, definitely more dramatic, definitely making my eyes look bigger there. Okay, right, so I'm thinking some sort of baby pink blush for this. I'm going to use the, oh, I've got two to choose from here. I'm going to use the Made by Mitchell in Strawberry Cream because I haven't used this for a while. I've been using the Huda Beauty one in Bubblegum instead. And I think this is going to go quite well with my weirdly green-blue highlight. But, you know, it's all cool tones, isn't it? Right, trying to go in some sort of a lifting motion. Can I just say as well that when I watch the fucking reels from Made by Mitchell, I am cringing. Like, the products are good, but Jesus Christ, some of the things they put on the models, in fact, almost everything they put on the models for their makeup looks fucking dreadful. So yeah, I'm a fan of the products. I am not a fan of how they get used on their reels. I don't think it's flattering at all. But look, if people want to do that, that's their choice. I would imagine there's plenty of those people that would look at what I'm doing and be like, what the fuck is that, you fucking ancient millennial hag? But, you know, fuck them. I might go over my highlight in a bit if it's not showing up enough. It's still kind of showing up in real life, so I'm happy enough with that. Again, my blush always looks stronger in real life than it does on this camera. Well, any camera. So just bear that in mind. I am looking rather pink right now. So, oh no, please don't, you know, go weird. Just trying to make sure it doesn't do anything strange. I think it's okay. Right, so I might leave the lashes until I go out. I think I will wear them, but I'm also half afraid to put them on now in case I wreck something. So I'll just do some sort of lip combination. Let's see. Why is baby millennial pink screaming at me? I don't know. But then it is a metal gig, so actually maybe not. I don't know. I don't really have any kind of like vampy color that would match this because it's so like cool toned. I mean, I don't think that's gonna go. That's Haze 2 by Kat Von D because it's so grey. It's a cool color, but I don't think it's gonna go with this look. What else do we have? Oh, there's the SMR part. Oh, Native from Urban Decay. A millennial's dream. Very, very pink. I feel like it needs a liner and then maybe a bit of nuding down. Is nuding a word? I hope so. So I'm only putting that in the corners because I feel like I might fuck it up if I put it on the Cupid's bow. So we'll leave that. And then we'll nude it with something. Oh, I got this because Erin Parsons recommended it, and it is actually really class. It is a discontinued shade of, obviously, of the Marc Jacobs lip gloss in Sugar Sugar. She said this was like she said this was one of her favorite shades ever. So I looked it up on Vinted and found it for like £6. So fuck it. All right. I think nuding was invented for this lip gloss. It's nuding. That's giving us milky baby pink vibes. Suicidal robot back. Okay, that's definitely one of the best things I've heard today. Okay, I will definitely put the lashes on before I go out, but it's only 20 to 5 now, and I'm not going out until like 7, so I'm gonna wait. So thank you very much for joining me, loyal fans. I will talk to you guys soon. If you enjoy this and you have not subscribed already, please subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.